Hey, I'm meteorologist Doug Myers with the latest forecast heading into this Monday. Yesterday, for the end of the weekend, we had highs ranging anywhere from upper teens to the north to upper 20s south, and I think will be very similar to today, although maybe just a touch cooler in some spots, especially north of I-70, where we are looking at temperatures staying in the teens for another day. Low to mid 20s for most areas along and south of I-70, although may get up in the upper 20s near I-35, specifically places around the Emporia Burlington area, may even reach 30. Very, very low probability, especially if there's at least a little bit of clearing and some sun, but don't count on it. We do have a little bit of snow early this morning that Supercast here wasn't picking up on, so that will be something to be aware of, that some areas may be waking up to maybe close to an inch, if not 1 to 2 inches, especially near the Nebraska-Kansas border, so just be aware of that. But I still think the main storm system develops tonight and continues through the day tomorrow, with the bulk of the snow falling, with this snowstorm that we're going to be getting for this week that you've probably been hearing about all weekend. Of course, I've been out of town, so I haven't really been hearing about it, but I've definitely been paying close attention to it, being in a couple days in Florida, so enjoying the warm weather, but it's going to be brutally cold here in northeast Kansas. Let's talk about that snowfall. Many spots are getting a very, very, very high probability of at least 2 inches of snow between today and tomorrow. Of course, most areas in that 95 percentile with the darker color, the darker red, just to the south of the Holton area and Clay Center area. Then as we move to the 4-inch mark, if you will, that's where we're still looking at about an 80 to 90% of probability of getting at least 4 inches for most areas along and south of I-70. Once you get into the 6-inch range, that's where it becomes a little bit more uncertain. That's where it gets close to 50% chance right along I-70. Still closer to that 60 to 70% chance to the south you go. And then 12 inches, we're looking at a 1% probability of that in the Emporia Burlington area. So we're really looking at the very highest probability that we could possibly see. The way it looks right now, generally around, I think, 6 to 9. And this is what we're going to be looking at. Here's our potential snowfall with our one of our computer models indicating already getting a couple inches through midnight, adding on to that through sunrise tomorrow, where many spots could be in the 1 to 3 isolated 4-inch range, and then with the snow continuing through the day tomorrow into tomorrow evening. This is where we're going to end up as far as probably the highest snowfall that any one computer model is showing us. You can see some of the other computer models not quite as high with our snowfall totals, although the GFS is pretty close to some of those higher snowfall totals, but the rest of our computer model suite, if you will, indicates a little bit less than the GFS and the long-range HRRR that you just saw on that previous graphic. So there's still some wiggle room for the forecast to change, but bottom line is, between all of that, here's what we're looking at. Here is what we're looking at as far as the alerts. Winter weather advisory along the Nebraska-Kansas border in the northern tier of counties, the rest of us, and a winter storm warning. So specifically breaking it down, about 1 to 2 inches this morning along the Nebraska-Kansas border, and then additional 2 to 4 tonight into tomorrow. And then we're looking at trace to 1 inch for the rest of northeast Kansas this morning, with 3 to 7 inches plus tonight into tomorrow evening. On top of that, we have wind that we're going to have to battle. Northeasterly wind, generally gusting near 15-20. Not bad today until we get closer towards 4 or 5 o'clock. And then between tonight and tomorrow, with the snow hitting its peak, about 20 to 30 miles per hour. So while not blizzard-like conditions, or I should say not blizzard conditions, we could at times look at blizzard-like conditions, depending on that rate of snow as it falls within that rate of snowfall and the breezy conditions. So after temperatures mainly in the teens and 20s today, we're going to be stuck in the single digits tomorrow and Wednesday, below 0 for our lows. Now, depending on extent of cloud cover, a little bit of a breeze, that will determine how warm it stays or how cold it gets. But bottom line is, we are looking at probably Thursday morning being our coldest, because there may be an opportunity for clearing skies. And whatever wind we get, even if it's a 5-mile-per-hour wind, that could really plummet those wind chill values close to 20 to maybe even as cold as 30 below zero. That is very, very, very dangerous. So not only do we have to deal with potential snowfall on schools being called off tomorrow, but also still some after effects of the snow, but probably more so due to the frigid temperatures Wednesday and Thursday morning. I would not be surprised if schools got closed, maybe even Friday morning too, if schools at the very least were delayed, but certainly have the possibility to be closed altogether. So be aware of that. Hey, look at the warm-up. We're in the low 20s Friday, back above freezing on Saturday, and then 40s and 50s Sunday into Monday. We are going to set up a weather pattern that will have equal chances of below normal temperatures and above normal temperatures in that 6 to 10 day outlook, but above normal temperatures in both the 8 to 14 and 3 to 4 week outlook. Yeah, we could get a few waves of some relatively cooler temperatures, but really, I really think that once we get past this work week, I think we settle into a much nicer weather pattern and it doesn't get this cold. I'm not ready to say this, but it's very possible that once we get past this work week, that is it for our frigid temperatures for the rest of the season. At least on a consecutive daily basis like we're going to have to be dealing with this week. So just stay warm, stay safe. Check back in throughout the day today for updates on the snowfall forecast, especially for tonight, tomorrow, and tomorrow evening, because it is still subject to change, or at least get more specific on what some of those snowfall totals will be. Have a great day.